Hello, back here once again. Well, I'm about to do another video on Umar. Yeah, he said something off the wall, and it's you don't. That's really. And I saved the video from old Shady Jackson. Then it's another video from this one couple called E and J, and it talks more about. They're gonna get more in detail. So I'm gonna send it, make a video. Here's the video on Umar, what he said about Serena Williams and her husband. And you're gonna just I just some people, I mean, anytime it's just outlandish, some of the stuff he says is just I just some people are just, you think that they said enough, but it's not. And some people actually follow this guy.
We're dealing with our good brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, and I try to stay away from him, but he's so controversial. He ends up on my feed or in my content section from brothers like you in my emails every day. So it makes me, have to deal with the good doctor myself. And of course, Dr. Umar Johnson is against interracial relationships. I do not believe because he hates, other races of people, but he understands, what is needed for an example. And I want to talk about that because, when you're dealing in the black community or any community, if you can keep your money within your group, it's beneficial. It's a power move, right? And whenever you can do that, that's a great thing. You have black families, you have black businesses, and all kind of stuff. And I definitely agree with Dr. Umar when we talk about that. However, Serena Williams is married to Alexis Ohanian. And Dr. Umar Johnson is going to give some reasons as to why she don't need to be with him, and why she should be with somebody like him. Okay? I'm going to play that and then I'm going to come back.
Serena Williams, 5'5", super thick in the thighs. Serena went and got her a snow puppy. Serena, you could have came and hollered at King Kong, baby. I would have took care of that. Serena Williams, you could have came and hollered at King Kong consciousness. I would have took care of all that. That snow puppy you got, I know he ain't pleasing my sister. Not them thighs, no way. You're not going to tell me that European can handle all that African black girl magic Serena Williams got. She needs King Kong driving clutch. Serena
Call herself a big overgrown gorilla.
Driving stick shift clutch black girl.
He
So
calls
guys,
herself a gorilla.
you heard what he had to say. Where do I start? Number one, when it comes to black men, many of our brothers, every time we think about something, taking care of a woman, it always got to be, well, the dude that she's with right now ain't hitting it right. So if she was with me, I'd be able to hit it right more than him. That's what we come down to. It's always that sort of sexualization or bedroom stuff as to what we can deal in. As if that's the only thing that she wants us for, right? I mean, we're just gonna be real. And I want to talk about this because it don't really make a whole lot of sense. And to be fair, Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't really make a lot of sense in this particular case. Because, number one, what is he gonna do for a woman? I understand that Alexis Ohanian is white. But Umar Johnson can't even take care of himself. Let alone, what are you gonna do for a woman like that? You ain't got no money. You lazy. You don't want to work. That's obvious. All right, brother? You don't want to work. You're not going to do any work. Ain't nothing you going to do for anybody. All right? We know that. She would be wasting her time dealing with your ass. We should also know that too. Okay? We should also know that too. And see, the thing about it is that Dr. Umar Johnson always talks about how black men don't want to build nothing. He don't either. Because the only thing you're thinking about is your penis. What about what the woman needs? Let's say time, let's say development, a community, providing resources for her. This is what Umar talks about for something else, but he don't do that. All he got to offer is what's going on in the bedroom. And a lot of black men think about masculinity like that. That's what we think. When we think about dealing with dealing in a black world, that's how we see it. You know, we're gonna deal with this woman like that. You know, that's how we want to deal with it. Then when we get mad when she don't want to deal with you, I'm just gonna be real. Okay? And the same attitude that we have that same attitude with other black men. We don't want to add no value to each other or to the community. Because it's all about charisma or clout. And if it's with a woman, it's about what you can do with her in the bedroom. What do you have to offer the woman? Why should the woman even respect you, submit to you? Is it because you feel like you somebody special because you Umar? What is that based on? And we're not ready to have those conversations because a lot of brothers is thinking like that. Well, you know, I can make her submit with what I got in between my legs. You ain't have no
Shenyun Creations, the streaming platform from
Just,
Shenyun,
I tell you.
past programs.
A doctor, a psychologist talking like this.
Master classes.
I can make her submit with what I got in between my legs. You ain't have no business. You're not even thinking like that. You're not even thinking like a man that should have something to offer a woman.
Or talking like
or
a
any
man.
community. And that's why a lot of black men don't have nothing. Including Umar. You don't bring resources to the community. And I expect more from him, but obviously, all he got is some Johnson for a sister. You ain't gonna be working, so let's say Serena Williams. Nothing too. You want to be with her because she got money, Umar. You lazy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of black men out there. You don't want to, not you brothers there. I'm saying, but some of you brothers are good brothers, right? But a lot of brothers don't want to work. I'm gonna call it out. Don't want to work. Don't want to build anything. But then you go trying to be in somebody else. Ruining somebody's life. That's it. You don't have nothing to offer nobody. Just dusting it up. Just weaving and sailing it up. That's it. That's it. Everywhere we dusty, everywhere we dusty. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea D.
I'll stop right here. For one thing, you gotta not it, and I said this in someone's comment. I don't know is that's not gonna solve it because of sex. Particular women that get to a level, black women that get to a level like Serena, want something better in the man, and number one, that was her preference. Just like black men having certain preferences with different women, black women have certain preference with different men. It is what it is, but you can't. And it's like, why don't you concentrate on the women that black women that love black men or only for black men? Why you talk about black women that obviously ain't interested in a husband or boyfriend with a black no with the black man? They want a non-black man. I I don't see that. It's that's their choice. I mean, I don't. Hey, it is what it, like he said. He got nothing to offer but talk. Talk a whole lot of things, and the only reason why he's getting clout is because he was on some documentary. Well-known YouTuber, and he took Rishi Shina put him in the spotlight. So now he feel like he's in the spotlight. He can roll on social media. He can roll with the big dogs. But yet he don't take care of business. Let me show you why he don't take care of business. Watch this. Watch this video. This is E&J's video. And they gonna point out some things about him too.
Are required like we are. You go to public school. He's talking about private school between 1957 to 1979. Private, sir, but that doesn't affect us at all.
It's the fact that he doesn't have a permanent address says it all. No home, no school,
no purpose.
Fact, man. Good point, man.
And
I can't believe that he get new followers, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is amazing.
It's a circle because
it is.
once you start listening, you're thinking, oh, does he make sense? Let me hear some more. Then you listen.
Because I would say, even when we came aboard, when we started listening to him, so about what, 2015-ish, 16, you know, it took us a few years to see what was going on with him.
He was surrounded, encompassed in the Hidden Colors series. So, damn, 2 weeks with no dad jokes. That could be the best president I've ever
Had an electrical inspection on those buildings. Is that true?
That cannot possibly.
I'm not sure on this count. I didn't see any footage of it yet.
I'm gonna step out there and say there has never been an inspection in the building.
Miss Kim, so she went to private school.
You did, Kim? Oh,
bougie ass Miss Kim
I
out there.
ain't got no private school. I know some people who went to private school. They were all white.
Jay, back to it.
So between Brown and special ed, that's where you get most of your white private schools in this country. So when a black family moves to the suburbs, whether the child attends private or public school, those schools are supposed to be isolated for white learners. They're not supposed to be desegregated.
Public schools in the suburbs are for the public. What are you saying? but she's saying there were schools that were segregated. But all through my elementary school, my classes were filled with rich, to white children. My neighborhood was not. I lived in a black neighborhood, but across the street was a whole bunch of white people. I mean, it wasn't as.
I just think it's based on your geography.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know how he's talking. Like in every situation, there is an urban area where you're going to get a culture shock if you move out to the suburbs. That's not true in the country.
And just for him to even think that everything is just on a broad level like that, that's
yeah.
like, how foolish is that?
That's how he speaks. But see, that would be okay for the normal, everyday person to speak in generalities of what they know. This is supposed to be a doctor, a therapist, a school psychologist. And this is how he sounds. No, Umar Johnson is a backwards ass nigga. That's just how I feel about it. He just is. Prove me wrong. Let's spread the rest.
With black learners. And so when you put the black boy or girl in the predominantly white school, you set them up for academic terrorism. You set them up for a classroom lynching. You set them up for a psychological beatdown.
There's a lot of advantages for visiting your local Ford dealers. If you're looking for something new, the Ford lineup is strong.
And he got a
If you're
following.
looking for something pre-owned,
And people
the Ford Blue
really
Advantage program
follow
will give you
that.
all the information you
Believe
need
it or
so
not,
you can
people actually
confidently
follow
make
this.
an informed purchase.
They,
If you're bringing your vehicle
and
into
they
the service
support
center,
them. They've been
all the
supporting
Ford
them
factory trained
in
technicians
school and
will make sure that your vehicle goes home in tip-top
they'll
shape.
get
Visit your
brother
local Ford
man.
dealer today to discover the Ford difference.
And they just think that he's the world most requested scholar.
I say to you,
Yeah, he tells on himself. He said that he was like the one of the world most black, well-known, respected scholars. Ain't nobody like him. He actually tells people this. I've never seen a scholar say that they're the only one that has more than anything. I mean,
See what I mean? Once again, he is misinformed. That's not true. I know in certain areas that may have been the situation, but I grew up in an area where the classes that I took, I was usually, it was me and my friend Sandra were the only two black kids in the class. The school had plenty of black people. It was very diverse. But you know what? By that time, let's see. I keep going back to elementary school because I have classmates that I still know. You all know him too. John Hopewell.
Shout out to John and Karen.
Hey, how you doing, John? Was in first grade with me. So I have known these same people all my life, almost. And mostly, we all were really good friends. All the way up into high school. I think John's family sent him to the private school that is in our area. I went to the public school. But that public school used to be segregated. I went to Suffolk High. And the way the city was zoned, that school was mostly a white school because my mother went to Booker T.
But you know what? It seems like Umar is, he's talking not in this generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking like civil rights era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that don't happen these days.
No.
And teachers is not willing to put their job on the line to discriminate. Not saying that cases don't happen.
Oh, yes.
But that's not happening on a day-to-day basis.
That's not the norm.
Yes, man. So.
Yeah, you're gonna have incidents because we did with my son.
Yeah, you're gonna have
but
incidents.
the woman that he had the most problem with, do you remember that lady?
Which one?
She was Asian or something like that. That woman we had to go and talk to the vice principal about.
Shit, we had to talk to the principal conference.
Well, it wasn't about a student teacher thing. With that teacher,
I can't remember what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
well, there was this one who said you think he's an angel.
Oh yeah, I do remember. I can't remember what she was. I think she was Asian.
Asian,
I think she
yes.
was.
And yeah, she was a whole problem for a lot of people.
Oh, you're talking about, no, she said, yeah, your child is not perfect or something.
Yeah, your child is not an angel. And when nobody said he was an angel, but you're not going to treat him differently up in here. She didn't want that. And then when he went back to school, she told him, are you going to tell them what I said again today? He was like, yes, I am. Are you serious,
Oh
lady?
yeah, we ended up getting him out of that class.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
I
had to
do
get
remember.
transferred after,
Yeah,
and I think some other people did too.
I do.
Yeah, that lady was
Yeah, she probably ain't even over there no more.
probably not. But yeah,
I mean, you have your incidents, like I
exactly.
said. You know what I'm saying?
There's going
And,
to be issues. You always do because people are people. But to say across the board that if you take a child out of an urban setting and put him in the suburbs, he's going to have a educational lynching. That's ridiculous. That type of shit does not happen in this day and time. And I'm talking about for the last 20 years. That has not been the case. Because me being in school, I had really good friends that I have up until today.
actually, the school setting now, you gotta hope that somebody gonna come up in that shit black.
Exactly.
That's the school setting now.
That's the issue.
Safety.
It's not racist.
Yeah. DJ Nation, if y'all like this content so far, please hit the like button. Subscribe, comment, share. We highly appreciate your presence. Here we go.
Because the minute the mother and father reach that school, those teachers and those administrators and those children, they're going to let loose on your child through psychological warfare. And which is why I tell parents, if you're going to put your kid in a white school, try not to do it before 4th or 5th grade if you can help it. Why? Your child needs to know who they are. They need to have a healthy level of self-esteem. Their self-concept needs to be intact. If you put a richly melanated blue,
What school you go to make you not know who you are, yo? If I'm raising my child in a black household and we send him to BMI, you mean to tell me my son don't know that he's black? He don't know his culture?
I think once again because Umar is backwards,
That shit crazy.
and because he's never raised a child, which is sad because he has children. He's never been in
Well,
the
you can see,
presence.
you can see that he's not involved.
He's
Right.
not aware of how children behave, how they think, and what it takes. And first of all, a school should not be raising your child. That's my point here with all of this. Umar Johnson is the problem in the black community.
That's right, naive.
Yes, so true.
I agree
But
with that.
if you can just take a moment to recognize who Umar Johnson really is. He is a baby mama creator. He's not family oriented. So if you're going to talk about children, who are you really referring to? Are you talking about people who are created in a family with a mother and a father and siblings? Or are you talking about children who come from a baby mama that you create? In a situation that leaves the family broken because the father is not present of his own fruition. illegitimate on any level. He has never fathered, what I want to say is raised a child because he's fathered children. He has illegitimate children out of wedlock. Baby mamas.
Yeah,
I don't want to disparage nobody that has had kids.
Yet, you know, some dumb women want to be his two queens. After all of this, they want to be his two queens. He can't even take care of it. So if you're a woman, why would you want to be his wife when he don't take care of his own kids? But yet you got they fall for the silver tongue. Yeah, Black to Africa. We gotta be the strong little sister. We gotta be damn little sister. And there's some black people that just, you know.
It's without the benefit of a husband. That's normal. But this guy chooses to do that again and again and again, more than twice, and then turns around and wants to tell you what to do in your house with your child.
So ironic about the whole school situation with him. He has daughters, to my recollect.
Yes, he does.
But you want to open up an all-black boys school. What is that? When you
That's
have daughters right here that you can promote the school for.
a character flaw. He has a character flaw. Umar Johnson has a problem with women, period. A problem. So the young ones, the little girls, he don't even identify with. I've never heard him speak about his daughters except to give their information to his followers so somebody can go harass them.
They mamas.
Yeah, this man is the problem for the black community. Him and everybody like him. For him then to tell you a school is going to help you with your child, you can kiss my ass, Umar Johnson. No school will raise my child. Are you crazy? See, this is the problem.
And people paying to see him talk like this
True.
But to get
across the
advice
country.
from somebody who's not legitimately,
Legitimately.
yes,
sir.
or who's not really in their child life,
Exactly.
you got to be a fool to take
Yes.
advice from somebody like that.
Yes, yes.
Don't get me wrong. Ain't no wrong way to be a parent,
True.
but to take advice from somebody who's not in their child's life actually is insane to me.
Yes, that makes no sense.
And they have
Like,
children.
like the shit he's saying right now, that shit is going in one ear out the other with me.
Backwards. When you have knowledge of raising children, you recognize he's backwards.
Big Seth, man, I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Seth.
Merry
And they got
Christmas.
children. They got
Happy
children.
Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, I love that song.
Feliz Navidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Feliz Navidad. Working it now.
Go make us some margaritas, man.
Yeah.
Go get us some eggnog and all that.
Yeah. So we can get it.
Appreciate it, Big Sam. Thank you, man.
Yes, indeed. But yeah.
Despicable.
Yes, he is. It's an anomaly, meaning that he's the opposite of a father, and he gives advice on children. I don't know how he can, in all good conscience, speak on any of this. How is it that you feel legitimate in doing the things that you do and saying the things that you say, knowing that you don't know your children? You don't have. Give me one example of what you did in your child's school system. Tell me one example of what you did with one of your daughters who had an issue. You can't.
Exactly.
You don't know your children.
Exactly.
So anything you say has to be taken with a grain of salt. Like, I can't listen to this dude. He has hasn't ever raised a child, to then bring into the forefront a school. You want to open a school when you have no experience with children? Zero.
And then some of the supporters will be like, yo, y'all ain't never opened no school either.
But we raised a whole bunch of children,
Not only that, but we ain't trying to save the goddamn world.
No.
All we trying to do is focus on our house.
And that's what everyone should do. See, once again, Umar Johnson has skewed the thing and he is backwards. If you think a school is going to help the black community, you're mistaken. There are plenty of schools, black and African-oriented schools that teach not Pan-Africanism, but have a African culture about them. And there are black educators. There's plenty of that.
And they don't talk like that.
We're good. We're good. What we do need is fathers, our fathers, at their homes with their children every day, raising the children they created. That is the downfall of the black community. The fact that the family is disjointed.
Exactly.
Why doesn't he address that?
Exactly.
Because he's the problem. He is an actual baby mama creator. He's never married a woman. He's never been the father to any of his children. He's never lived with any of his children. This is crazy.
Umar said that Harvard used to be an HBCU.
Oh my God.
What I do know is that
Harvard is an
Yale,
Ivy League school.
yeah, but I heard that Yale and like Harvard, I believe, is in the hood, kind of, the surroundings. But I never heard that shit.
I never heard.
HBCU though.
No. They were a school that would not allow black people
At one point in
to
time.
attend. So no, that's not true.
All right, y'all, back to it.
Black purple, beautiful black boy or girl in a white school before they know who they are. They will get a high school diploma, but it won't be a diploma in self-hatred. Look,
I have examples of that right now. My niece, Sheree, actually goes to a predominantly white school. She has friends that are white. This is foolish. Not in 2022. It's just not relevant anymore. The way that he is harping on racism. I know racism still exists, but it's not at the level that he is trying to perpetrate. She's very well adjusted and likes school, and so do my nephews.
Like I said, like this shit is not happening in all regions of the nation.
And I'm sure it still happens.
Yeah, I'm sure too.
But he's speaking on it like this is the norm, and it's not. It actually is not. There's too many laws to protect.
You got Shorty got a co-signer for him right there.
Yeah. And people do that because he is aggressive when he speaks, and she's not gonna go against him. I'm sure she's having some kind of interview with him or whatever, so she's going to just co-sign on what he says.
Have mercy. I know you're not lying. I raised both of my sons in the suburbs. I raised them through the system. Use my Jamaican heritage to really let them see, send them back to the culture. Tell them who they are, raise them up. I was able to fight with them, but it was a constant fight. My 30-year-old said, "Tell me why you put us through this." Graduated from college,
Okay, I got a problem right after that. Your child, that's not your child, your son at 30 years old is going to ask you, why did you put us through this? Y'all weren't communicating while he was in school. Whatever was going on, you weren't involved. What is happening? See, none of it makes any sense. If your child is going through something, you should be front and center. Who is this lady? She's Jamaican and you not in those administrators' offices? I mean, he's 30 years old, so he went to school, he was in high school 15 years ago. So in 2007. You weren't at the school with your son, whatever's going on. Where's his father? First of all, see, this is just, I don't. That's all. Yes, no 30-year-old is going to ask me, why would you do that, Dad? What? Do what? I was right here. What are you talking about? If you was having a problem, you should have opened your goddamn mouth. Well, I don't have no rules or regulations that you can't talk to me. I'm here. What are you?
Yeah, she's sucking up the room.
No
That's
doubt.
all this shit is,
What? Why? Oh my goodness. What? See, once again, I believe wholeheartedly, your first teacher is your mother. That's your first teacher in life. Every one of us, our mother taught us first. Your dad has to be involved.
later on.
Well, yes, and along with your mother, because your mother teaches you from inside. You know what she eats. You feel me? You are connected to your mother. She is your first teacher. And then once you are born, then your father is there. These are where you learn who you are and understand the concepts of right and wrong and everything that goes on in the house and how you love one another and how you treat one another. That comes from home. That is your first school. So by the time you get up to the age where you are going out in the world, you have a knowledge base of how you are supposed to be, how people are supposed to treat you. And if you have a problem, you know good and goddamn well, you come home and get these people who brought you in this world involved. I don't understand this with this woman. 30 years after the first experience, in school and all that, 30 years old, he gonna say, why? No. Why are you asking me why? Nigga, no, get out. You're a grown ass man. What you talking about? No, see, this don't make no sense. And this is just for Umar to eat her up. And
apparently she has no knowledge of Umar's past history, or she's totally ignoring it. I think she's ignoring it.
Probably.
Because I know full well she know about Umar Johnson.
Well, and she's having a whole conversation here. She got to know of him. So.
EJ Nation, hit that like button for us. Subscribe. There we go.
I'm gonna show you
So
something
all
else
intents
about
and
it.
purposes, he said, but it was torture. You don't know what was said in the classrooms. You don't know what those teachers were saying or what the students were saying when I was the only black child in my class, and we had to do a project, and the teacher said, and the nobody chose me, and when I was finally faced with a group, one of the white kids said, the only thing you can do is hold my.
Why he ain't come on and say shit about it,
Yeah.
so we can address this shit.
This is all very fabricated in my opinion. I was usually the only black kid, me and my friend Sandra, and there was one other boy.
I've been the only black kid at some place.
And there were plenty
And
of black
I went
kids
to
in school,
Catholic
but
church.
in our class, yes, we were the only black children. And I was in the Gifted and Talented program, so I went to a whole nother school and dealt with a whole other set of.
I'll stop it right here. I'll be back with them. But I want you to see. I want to show you.
Accept you, sir. Exactly.
Yeah, this next video from Black Ram 13, and he talks about what Umar said.
Apple. That's why suddenly the what was that dude? Golden Crust. Gladly be a submissive king. Golden Crust,
Yep.
right?
Don't forget that Johnson
Had a heart
told
attack.
BT. Yeah, exactly. But Johnson told BT.
It's about to go into it.
Hip-hop and all that other
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
This
You are
podcast.
not allowed as a melanated person to have a business. They learned from the Reconstructionist era up to the Civil Rights Movement not to let black people have their own, because they will be successful and they will build something. So anything you try to build, they will destroy. So the BAW, she's no different. They're gonna give her 10,000, but they know it's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna be a failed business. That's it.
Great point. The Swaziland says, well, at least Thuggo can benefit
about
get into
Umar.
that money and make sure Thuggo has his Air Force Ones and PlayStation. Thuggo is good. Appreciate that, Swarthy. Appreciate that, dear brother. Swarthy very generous today as well. Just Bob Bowman, salute my brother. He says I'm not going to clean up the mess they made, and I mean the men shaming us for getting our passport. Exactly, man. And I say, hey, this is their place. Let them have it. I wish them all the success in the world. But like Gail said, you know, at some point the rent is going to become due, and I wonder what he's going to have the BAW to do in light of that. Just Bob Bowman, appreciate your super chat, sir. MPI again, he says the lighter the skin, the brighter the smile. Damn, MPI, how you feel? How you feel? What, would that make you a sellout, MPI?
Uh-oh.
Would that make you a sellout?
I don't think so. You know what? What I've learned from these ladies out here, it is that you like what you like, right? They like 6 foot tall. They like a dude with this amount of money that drives this type of car. And he gotta have these types of muscles, and he gotta have some dreads, and you know, they like what they like.
Like what they
So,
like.
you like what you like. If you like them light, bro, that's what you like, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
You know?
So we're gonna get to the main part of the show. Hotel Hustler says you are a sellout for not wifing the BAW. I'm looking at the survey results. So out of 441 votes on the survey asked the question: are black men who date and marry non-black women sellouts? 10% of you say yes. I wish I knew who those 10% was. And 90% of you say that no, you're not a sellout when you marry or date the non-melanated woman. 492 watching. Make sure you hit that like button. We're going to go into the main part of the show and talk about your boy Umar and examine the merits of what he is saying. That's right, wouldn't you like to know? 90% says no, that you're not a sellout. Gail Nelson again, appreciate you, Gail. She says, a lot of people forget, when slaves got freedom, not every slave was happy about having to leave the master's side.
That is facts.
World of plantation. Absolutely.
That is facts.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my man Michael Thomas, man. Appreciate that cash out, Michael Thomas.
Michael T always coming to support.
Yeah, Gail is right.
Right on point, Gail. Right on point. MPI says that quote was for the BW, not me. Oh, I got you, brother. I got you. Appreciate you, MPI and Gail Nelson, for your super chats. Well, Umar Oheen seems to believe that, hey, oh, and also shout out to Mike T for that Cash App donation. Appreciate you, Mike T. Thank you, dear brother. Appreciate that. So Umar believes that you are a sellout, Oheen, if you want a non-melanated woman. I'm going to tell Umar on you, Oheen, because I heard you were going to Thailand, and I also heard you want to go to Colombia, and I heard you want to deal with Thai ladies and Colombian ladies. These ladies are not melanated. So according to Umar Johnson, you are a sellout, sir.
But here's the thing, Ram. We're gonna be going to Bahia. We're gonna be going to parts of Africa, and we're gonna be rocking out with them. So
that doesn't matter, sir. You're supposed, according to Umar, you're supposed to exclusively only deal with the BAW, sir.
The BAW?
Yes, only them.
All right,
I'm deal with them, sir.
I'm selling out as dude.
Because a lot of people say, you know what they say? Only the BAW understands your struggle, sir.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Let's bring Umar up here with some video, and we're gonna let him tell us via video exactly how he feels. We're gonna play a few clips, and then we're gonna talk about it. I got quite a few clips to show, and then we'll talk about it. Oh, Umar, here we go. Let's get it.
You know why nobody really feels sorry for Black America, despite everything we do? The Trayvons and the Sandra Blands and the jail and the schools. We're the only African population on the planet, Nick. On the planet that can solve their problems themselves. No other African population can solve their problems themselves, with the exception of maybe Canada or the United Kingdom. Right. But most African communities are dependent to some degree on the government for intervention. Not us. We are $2 trillion people. Not us. What's going to happen next Friday? What's going to happen next Friday in America?
Black Friday.
Yeah. And guess what Negroes going to do?
Shop.
In Philadelphia, we going to spend $3 billion. Listen to this. I didn't say million. I said billion.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the fifth or sixth largest city in America, we're going to spend $3 billion on Christmas. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If Philadelphia has a population of 1.5 million, half of that is black, so we about 750,000.
Right.
And if we're going to spend $3 billion in Philly, being a population of 750,000, could you imagine what the New York City Black Christmas bill is going to be?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the Chicago Black Christmas bill?
Yeah.
Can you imagine LA and
Atlanta?
Houston right here? Do you understand me? So how are you going to cry about not having good schools, poor health care, no jobs, no banks, no supermarkets, no factories, when you're wasting billions of dollars on?
Now, I played this clip to show that I agree with Umar, and I do see that he has a heart for the people. However, I think Umar, his ideologies are sometimes outdated. I just want to show that to set the tone.
Really? Wait, Ram. Before we get started, really? Because I could have sworn myself and a lot of other brothers in this chat gave money for that goddamn school.
Yeah, what I'm just talking about what he said, that we could solve our own problems because we are $2 trillion people.
We tried that, Ram. We gave him money for his school. We tried.
That's true, but I'm talking about not necessarily for Umar himself. I'm just talking about in general. You're right, he's a hotel hustler. We gave money for the school.
Yeah.
And where the school at? He claimed that he couldn't get people to help build it, and there was this problem and that problem, excuses, right? And he wanted a lot of people to work for free. It's one of the issues. But my point is that he makes some excellent points, but I think there's a huge piece that he's missing. Before I get into the Snow Bunny stuff, let me get these super chats. Plain_Eddie, appreciate it for support. Hey brother, thank you dear sir for your support. Appreciate that. Just Bob Bunker says, Umar irks me so badly, get that school open. I think we know that that's a foregone conclusion. We know that there will never be a school from Umar. I think we can safely say that. Alton Prayer, salute brother, he says, many thanks to you Black Ram and Oheen. You brothers from other racial groups and ethnic backgrounds, really appreciate your content, great info and perspective. Hey, appreciate you dear brother. Appreciate that. And I am glad to have you here. Everybody's welcome. Males, females, melanated males and females, non-melanated males and females, because this is a discussion, and everybody is welcome. Appreciate you, brother Alton Prayer. Thank you, sir. Let's watch the Risen again. Must have got paid. He said, Umar called me. He said he's watching OJ and Tiger Woods and you too. I think Umar enjoys when something like what happened to OJ and Tiger happens. I think he enjoys it. That's just my opinion. Appreciate you, Swarthy. And Johnny B is in the place to be, per usual. He says, watching from the shadows. Salute to you, brothers. And keep the fire coming and foot on their necks. Appreciate you, Johnny B, for your generosity. Thank you, sir. My brother DB says, Oheen, the school is almost ready. You've been hearing that for how many years? Appreciate you, DB. Exactly. Non-ether man back with us again. Much love, brother. He says, I work in corrections. Guess what dude the B-Dub got locked up for child support? Oh, you already know. You already know,
B-Dub got locked up? Oh, wait,
okay. No, B-Dub got locked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. We already know. Hey, being in corrections, I was in corrections for like 18, 19 years. I'm in a different department now. But absolutely, brother. I've seen it all. Now, we'll turn our back on Thuggo real quick. Go ahead,
now, Ram, let's look at the backward science of that. The B-Dub sends him to jail. Now he really can't work, so she really not getting no break. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant strategy.
Exactly. It takes away his ability to do anything, right?
Now he's sitting in a prison, and you definitely not getting no money. Brilliant strategy. Let's go. I love it.
Exactly. Great point. But certain individuals in the community are not necessarily known for being the smartest and making the best decision. Here go Umar talking about your old here we go.
Get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want.
What?
You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't.
What is that?
You get leftovers. Look at most of our celebrities. They did not marry women who came from the richest white families. Black money and white money don't behave the same. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods. Rich white money doesn't operate that way, you see.
I want to ask you something, Dr. Umar. For you, have you ever seen an interracial relationship that was acceptable to you?
No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it.
Let's examine that. Let's examine that. And Happy Latinas in the building. So I want to challenge you, brothers, to this. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine that I respect greatly earlier. I called my big brother. You know, we're having a conversation, and he mentioned, and shout out to Pastor Bill, this is the guy I was talking to. He mentioned that when you marry a non-melanated woman, that you are expressing self-hatred. So I want to pause and deal with that point. Umar said it is self-hatred for you brothers, the 90% that says that you're not a sellout. Let's address this self-hatred that I guess obviously we have if we choose non-melanated women. Let me get the super chat real quick. My brother Alton Prayer says, my bad gentlemen, I meant to say Oheen and not Oheen. Keep up the correction, sir. Appreciate that. So Oheen, I'll give you the first crack at it, sir. By not marrying, impregnating a non-melanated woman, you, sir, if you ever decided to do so, or just having an attraction from a non-melanated woman, that makes you full of self-hatred. And everybody who feels this way, has this opinion, that's their default argument, is that somewhere in you, Oheen, that there's a lack of true self-esteem, lack of true pride in racial identity, if you desire non-melanated females. And let me say this. I like black women. I like white women. I like Asian women. I like Latinos. I like them all. But because I like more than just a B-dub, I guess I have some type of underlying self-hatred, and I'm a sellout. Oh, hey. Are you a self-hater, bro? Let's talk about that.
Well, I guess I am, because basically I don't see any reason to engage in, these types of relationships with the BAW, because they have shown their disdain, their dislike, their hatred. They're willing to destroy us if it means that they can get little cash and prizes. They are basically on the side of white supremacy. There's no doubt about that. Everything you see, they want to let you know that they don't need you, they don't want you, they don't respect you. They teach the kids how not to respect you. They basically have abandoned you. They don't want to work with you. They don't want to build anything with you. Right. But the same, cooperation that black men are asking the BAW for, that she won't give us, she will gladly give to her non-melanated counterpart. She will gladly be a submissive, caring, supportive wife to her non-melanated counterpart, right? So she has basically just demonstrated to us time and time again that she is not interested in being a part of our plan. She doesn't want to build with us. She doesn't want to create anything with us. And if we do anything together, she has to be in charge, right?
Has to be in charge, sir.
Yeah. So basically, we have taken our talents elsewhere. We have gotten our passports and we walked away. So if I'm a sellout for understanding that I'm not wanted by the BAW, then I am a selling out ass dude. I'm a selling out ass dude.
Absolutely. I got a point to make in a second. Red Star says, can we rate Umar 2 wives, 2 older women? I don't have any pictures or photos of that. But that's definitely something we might have to do. Appreciate you, Red Star 7311, but I don't have any video or photos of them. He said he's not married, but he does have 2 women. He believes in religion. So he got that part right. Hakeem the Dream says, it ain't self-hatred, it's peace and preservation. Here's the point I want to make. Shout out to Dark Cloud. Here's what I want to make. You say it's self-hatred for me non-melanated woman over particularly the BAW, right? Now check this out. Not all American melanated women, but a great majority of them, Oheen and chat, they want to be just like white women. So if you want to talk about self-hatred, I don't think you need to start with us. You need to start with them and actually be exclusive with them. Here's my point. Isn't it the BAW that wants to color her hair blonde? Isn't it the BAW that wants her hair red? Isn't it the BAW who wants the blue contacts? Isn't it the BAW who wants to have the long weave to look like the Latina, to look like Becky? So you're telling me that it's self-hatred to go after the non-BAW when your BAW wants to look just like all of the rest of them and wants to beat them. But it's self-hatred for me to actually want the real thing. You might not want color contacts. You might not want the fake weave. You don't want the fake Becky hair. You might want the real Becky hair, right? Now here's the thing. I've never heard a man say that I don't want you because your hair isn't straight. I don't want you because your eyes are not blue. But the BAW doesn't do it for you and me. The BAW literally does it because she literally has a self-hatred. She literally has the identity problem. Again, I don't know of a black male. I've never ran into a black male. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Who says, you know what? I prefer a BAW with long blonde fake weave, blue colored contacts, and bleached skin or makeup that would make her appear 10 times lighter than what she actually is. Have you said that Autobot Jasmine? Have you said that Leo Wiley? Have you said that David Bowman? Have you said that Andrew Baker? I don't think so. However, the B-Dub, Lou Conyers, takes it upon herself to say, you know what? I want to look just like a white woman. But you saying that I have the self-hatred because I might actually want the real thing? I think Umar Johnson's ideals are skewed and skewed. And I think he needs to maybe focus on the BAW, which is where the real self-hatred is. Not with us. I got more clips. Let's check a few more of them out. We can talk about it. Here we go.
But who he connects with better?
Can that white woman ever understand your son's struggle?
Fuck no.
Thank you. So why would you want him to spend the rest of his life with a woman who can never understand how he feels when the New York City Police Department pulls him over?
Dr. Umar.
This is an argument that I hear over and over again by guys who say you should only deal with the ABW. Now listen, by that logic, Oheen, now Umar went on to say that you should date African women and Caribbean women. Well, African women and Caribbean women don't have the same experience as American black women or American black men. So by that logic, it's a contradiction in terms because you're saying that I should go get a woman from another country who has no experience with American white supremacy. So that's a contradiction right there I want to point out. But he's saying that you need a woman who understands your struggle. I'm going to play the whole clip, and we're going to talk about it because I vehemently disagree with such assertion. Here we go.
I can't tell my son who he connects with better.
Can that white woman ever understand your son's struggle?
Fuck no.
Thank you. So why would you want him to spend the rest of his life with a woman who can never understand how he feels when the New York City Police Department pulls him over?
Dr. Umar,
You need a woman who can feel you. And the only woman on earth who can understand the black man is the black woman. And that's why I cannot respect a black man who is not committed to a black woman. That's the greatest symbol of pride in self.
Now, I disagree vehemently. I'm going to say a few words and I'll let you take it there, brother. I don't think that black women understands the struggles of a black man. We just saw how Goldman Sachs is investing $10 billion in 1 million businesses. I don't see on the scale, now I didn't say it doesn't happen at all, I don't see on the scale the melanated woman getting pulled over and harassed by the police. I don't see the institutional racism affecting her. I don't think we can connect on that level because it's never been about the black female. It's always been about oppressing, suppressing, and discriminating and destroying the black male. It's never been about her. In fact, the only part she has to play in it is stripping her of any self-pride and to teach her boys to hate themselves. That's the only role she plays. So she plays an active role in destroying black boys. And that's done at the behest of her European white supremacist counterpart. So I don't think the BAW understands our struggle. I also think that the BAW is part of our struggle. Having a woman that we can't connect with, having a woman who has a disdain for you, having a woman who doesn't support you, care for you, or like you, and having a woman that actually has a degree of hatred for you. So I think the last woman on earth, fellas, that would understand your struggle, the last woman on earth that you can get support from will be the BAW, because she has played an active part in your demise and your destruction. All you have to do for proof of this is see how she treats her sons. Not all of them. Some of us had good mothers. But when you really think about it, who has given that black boy his low self-esteem? Who has feminized their boys? Who has given, right, themselves over to pregnancy by men who they know won't be there? You can't even give them a great father. So how can you say that only the BAW understands your struggle when she is a large percentage of your struggle? And as I've said before, somebody mentioned in the chat, that the BAW is the European male's attack dog. She is a tool and instrument of white supremacy. So how in the hell can a melanated female in America understand my struggle when she's an active participant in my struggle? Can anybody answer that? Please, I'll let you take it over.
I disagree, brother. I think that she does wholeheartedly understand your struggle. I think she understands the hardships. She understands the pressure. She understands the weight that you are under. She understands that there is a system to try to destroy and collapse you. It is a system working hard against you. It is a system that is working to make sure by 2053 you actually have zero wealth. She understands all of these things, and I think he's right about that. But they just don't give a fuck about you.
That's my point. Exactly. That's my point. She doesn't care, right? Because he's an instrument and a tool of such practices against us. I like what Dewan Hose has to say. Appreciate that comment, brother, and I agree. Just Bob Bowman says they want the BW to stay a utility, men in the community, while BAW made it clear that they don't want us. Umar wishes he could be a dictator, giving 5K last year. I saw that. So he has this video where he, gives lashes, to people, of course, figuratively, or to black men who date white women. I got a few more clips of Umar. Let's get a few more and then we'll talk about it.
I'm against interracial marriage, Envy and Charlemagne, is because marriage is an economic contract. It's an economic contract. Most women do not marry down in status. They marry up. And if you don't believe me, show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man. Have you ever seen a rich white woman marry a broke-ass black man? Nope.
When was the last time you seen a rich black woman marry a broke-ass white man? Black man. I'm just saying.
Oh, you have not, and you never will. Because marriage ain't about love, it's not colorblind, and it is totally economic. So if marriage is an economic unification in a contract, how can we, who don't have enough already, give so much to the white woman and to white people who have already taken too much when we got all these black women out here who will never get married? Only 1 out of every 4 black women in America will ever taste marriage. And have...
Gee, Umar, I wonder why that is. The misconception is because black men don't want her. Here's the problem here, fellas. Do you know that the melanated woman, the American BAW, doesn't want to get married? Do you know that she wants to be in the streets? You know what I hear women say? I hear pretty much every woman that I've talked to, they say when they break up with their boyfriend, it's a sense of freedom that they feel because they don't have to be accountable anymore. The BAW doesn't want to be a wife. And I don't know why it's so hard for guys to understand that. The reason why she isn't married is because she doesn't want to be. She'd rather be a thought than a wife. But Umar can't even begin to understand that she wants to be a thought other than a wife, and she only want to wait till she's 30, 35, 40, 45, and then she wants to be a wife. Now, somebody to take care of thuggos and children. Let's finish this up.
For them who taste marriage will be divorced within 5 years. If you wanted to save the black family, if you want to save the black family, you have to protect it. And in order to protect it, you have to be against interracial marriage. You can't say, I love the black family, but I don't have a problem with interracial
interracial marriage.
And I'm gonna get these super chats and I'll let you talk. Okay, I think it's over for the black family, which means it's over for the black community. I put my masculinity and manhood first. So to me, it's more important to be with a feminine woman than a woman because of her color. At the end of the day, I'm a man first and black man second. And I think a lot of guys make it real simple. We want feminine women. And we understand that the BAW, not all, because we have some decent black women here in this chat, but most of them are married anyway, or either on their way to get married.
That's where the good
anyway,
black women are at,
that
married.
At the end of the day, you want to be with a feminine woman. You don't want to be with an adversary. You don't want to be with a competitor. One thing from experience that I know with dealing with white women, in my experience, the time that I have dealt with them, not that I have a whole lot of experience, but they are extremely supportive. Now, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but they are extremely supportive. Whereas they want to support and help you, the BAW wants to compete against you. And that always spills over into your relationships with the beast, which is why a lot of us prefer Becky, especially when we become successful. Because the last thing you want to do as a successful black man is come home and have to fight with your wife about everything. So you take on Becky, because at least she understands what a woman is. A rubber band man says, ABW knows black men get laid out in a higher
Boom.
broke or rich black men are
Boom.
always in this natural state.
Boom.
Great point, rubber band man. The reason why black men date out more is because we can. But guess what? The BAW wishes that it could date out more. It just doesn't have those opportunities because everybody knows that the attitude of the monster is repulsive, and that's the reason. It's not your genes, it's not your skin, not your genetics, it's that BW attitude that is reprehensible. Order of Caligula, appreciate you, brother, showing support. Thank you, dear sir. Shout out to Andrew Baker. He says, Umar is confused, and thank you for your super chat, sir. 535 watching. Make sure you hit that like button, won't you please? And we have another sponsor today, and we'll get that in a minute. These cuts. Umar never had that energy for the BW with white men. Exactly. It's not just the divestors laying with him. Exactly. He doesn't have the same energy.
But you know why? You know why?
Hell yeah, absolutely. Because he wants to cater to them. That's his main audience.
No. I mean, it's definitely that. But the reality is they don't fucking have nothing. See, they're trying to get your money. They're trying to... Why do you think they're so mad that you're traveling overseas and you're meeting, like Kevin Samuels would say, fit, feminine, and friendly traditional women, and you're staying over there. You're making plans to stay over there because they don't have shit. All this, theatrical Broadway play bullshit of black women are, building these businesses and they're going to school and they're educated and all, and they're strong single mothers and they're strong women. It's all bullshit. The reality is they are broke as fuck, man. That's why they're getting evicted. They're the number one people getting evicted, right? And that chick tried to say, oh, it's because they're not counting the black men. No. When they evict people from a home, everybody in that household gets an eviction letter. The men, the children, the woman, everybody gets the eviction letter. So that was all counted. They are still by far the number one people getting evicted from their homes. They are the number one people that are struggling and straddled with this school debt. They're paying $50, $60, $70, $80,000 for a degree that gets them a job that pays them $45,000 a year. They are in consumer debt. They buy. I know my sister told me about one of her friends that is driving a BMW or Mercedes Benz, and the car note by itself, Ram, is like $850, and the car insurance is $400.
Damn.
This is what they're doing.
Shit.
Basically, Umar is trying to get us to take care of bastard children enjoying ready-made families. That's why, because they know that the BAW doesn't have anything. That's why he don't bring them no heat.
Great point. Saint Nick, 69, saluted, says BW have no problems with white supremacy. They don't like their role in it. Guys like him have no problem with the gynocracy. Exactly. He is definitely, I wouldn't say a feminist per se, but he's definitely not patriarchal. They don't like their role in exactly, dear brother. Great point. Great point. Big Godzilla Verse sponsoring the show. Thank you, brother. Helping me pay some bills. Hope I can quit my job so I can be like Said shalom and Godspeed, Ram, O'Heed, and the Brotherhood in the chat. Hashtag universal state.
I'm gonna stop it right here. You see, a reason why I played them clips because I want to show you his character. He go from one end, talk about Serena and her husband, talk about children in this one clip, and you see what the color point out. Then I went to that clip, talk about men, black men, and what his view about black men selling out. Yet he has women that had children with that he doesn't really take care of, but he's trying to give advice to everybody. Got all this knowledge, and everybody is knocking down his talking points. All three platforms knock down his talk, and that's crazy. So he's just pandering to women, to black women, but yet he's not take care of the women's own children. And so how can you sit up there and say something when you're not even take care of the women of your children? And like the couple said, where you are in your daughter's life? Have you made effort to get into your daughter's life? Why is his own children ain't around him? Why is that? Why is that? That at least you hear him in the background. Where is that? Most people you see, you might not see the children, but you hear them in the background. But they don't hardly know about them, do they? But he got a lot of advice for everybody else. He got a lot of suggestions for everybody else. But look at what he said. And look, everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice who they pick, who they marry, and who they date. He lives in an unrealistic world. We live in the world, just because we share the same skin don't mean that we have the same outlook. And this is some black people got this problem like him. They got this problem. Just because someone look like it don't mean that they're sellout. It's just that they have a different point of view. And just because it's like if you like a certain type of food and I like and made a food you like, I don't like it, is I'm gonna simply say, well, you ain't really a black person because you don't like the same kind of food. No, you're not gonna critique it because you have a choice. That's what it comes down to. You got a choice, and we don't know every individual based on beneath their appearance. Is some of the things that happened in history? Yes. Has it been just as some things he pointed out? Yes. But now people gonna do what people gonna do. People gonna marry who they gonna marry, whether they're wealthy or not. That's basically what it comes down to. And his character has been pulled into anything. So it's when you hear that, it's like somebody just blowing off a bunch of hot air, bullshit. But yet, someone talk all this game. But when you look back at their life and you hear and you just take it and you can hear some messages. What I showed you in the first beginning, is somebody gonna really take that seriously? 1 minute he sounds professional, then next minute he sounds like a perv. But he's taking serious. Next minute he sounds like he's all about this, but next minute he talks about a woman's vagina. Then he says something explicit, even if he talk about children and if they get promiscuous. He didn't put it promiscuous. He said it in his own terms. And he wants to be a leader so bad. He's not a leader, and people trying to look to him as a leader. Like he just because he spits some information to you that is probably outdated, really, if you hear something from Umar, you might want to go and get a second opinion, because some of the stuff he probably say is outdated. He don't keep up on the information as far as dealing with personalities of children, what the different. So you should get with another, if you feel strongly, get with another black psychiatrist, psychologist, or psychiatrist, and let them tell you that, and let them advise you, because if you want these black people that feel like that, but don't just do it just because he can be lead you down something that can make whatever you condition it, that your child could be worse, because you try to do it his way because you heard it. Think, and so some people need to think about it and really sit down. And a lot of people who listen to Umar, they don't really think. They really don't. They follow what he said. I have seen people talk about it and say, "Did you really hear this man? Yeah, but the brother is trying to do this, and the brother, he's about a revolutionary. And did you hear what the man is saying? Don't you have children? Yeah, but did you hear what consult with? Take all the emotion and all that stuff out of it. Do you hear what he's saying?" And some people have literally argued with people who try to make sense of it. Now, even with Eve, she pointed some good things out, and they got children, and they involved with their children's life. They even bring their oldest child to the screen. But I'm just saying, look at his character. Look at the man's character. You gonna seriously listen to someone like that, and his people will pay to listen to somebody, and it's like, dang, if you got somebody like, and it's supposed to be a black so-called, you in trouble. You got somebody trying to be whatever Pan-Africanist, you in trouble. You listen, because I know it's got to be some Pan-Africanists that got some common sense to see through this shit. Like, it's common sense. There's nothing it's nothing wrong with sticking with your own. It's nothing wrong with that. But again, it's like what Rand was saying. But it takes two to have a relationship. And some of these women, like what they basically saying, they don't feel loved and honored as a black man. They don't feel loved and honored. That's why they pointed that out. It's not it's something what they do. That's why these men are going over there, because they don't feel love and honor. Because you got women here, like it could be anywhere, but here they do the same thing. They play games with your mind here, like they would do in any other country. Some women do. You got women here that think that they're too beautiful to be even in your presence. They think they're too cocky. They're too arrogant. And there's men that puff their head up and think that and so they're used to all this attention. They're used to getting that attention. They're used to playing one dude over another dude and just feel like they're comfortable about it. And that was a way they Robert Peter paid Paul to get what they want, and knowing that they can present themselves like they're gonna give the precious part of them, and that's their body. And they figured with their face and with swoon top that the man will fall for it. And some men do fall for it. We fall for it. And they know it. And some women manipulated with it. But now, when the men that they done played, and some men that they got on their nerves, and the men that they probably beat up that tell them that they are not adequate enough as a man, I'd rather deal with someone as a man that can give me the drama that I need, give me the D that I need, and I can cater to him and give him, because I think he's a real man, and act a fool and beat up and shoot up somebody. Then I think he can show me he's his manhood. So that act irrationally as a person, I can get, and that's what it is. And then when you're a man that don't conduct yourself, that you stern, you firm, but you do it in a different way. Well, it's not the hood way. It's not the way she wanted, where you handle certain situations, because you're not a black man enough in her own eyes. What her version of it is, loud and shut up, shut up, I said. And if then she'll fight with you. Then you got someone that will set you up because you don't do what she say. Some women will do that. It's not always other women, but sometimes your own women will set you up to watch you get arrested just to calm you in, just to see that you got them, then break you. So, and that could be any man, but I'm just saying, there's some women that are hood-minded, that is some in our community like that. I know a few women that did that. One, like I said, made a story earlier. How my friend, he was a black dude. Met a black woman, took her out the hood, tried to raise her children. She's, it ain't good enough. She go back and tell some false ass lies, saying that her neighbor was trying to put the moves on. He goes and handle it like a man and confront it, in his own way. She know that he's gonna get out of whack, but she know that any man gonna protect, gonna get confronted. Like, hey, you making the moves on my wife or whatever, and then she draw on hand. Then that was the first incident. Then when she didn't get her way, she tried to make up a lie, said he put his hands on her daughter. I seen this type of woman. And there's women like that here. And there was another. My same friend had another woman that did this, that lied. Well, one time he went around the block to go do something with his father. His girlfriend stepped over. It was me and her, and I never made a move, because she was waiting on, and she was out standing at a distance from her. She went back and told him later on that I made a move on her. This was a black female. So sometimes just to see how he gonna respond. There's some black women are like that. That want to see how that he gonna respond. And he knew that I'm not that kind of person. Man, I don't even know what she talking about. I wouldn't make a move on her. I ain't that type of dude. I don't make a move on my girlfriends or wives. But you got some women that are crazy like that. And not that the race of the woman don't matter, but this is what happened. It can happen to any race of woman, but you got some women that's hood-minded, because they see all this. If it's too peaceful and everybody getting along, they think something wrong. It ain't black enough. It ain't hood enough. It ain't niggish enough. I'm sorry to use that terminology, but you got some black people that like that kind of environment. Let's keep it real, and that's the truth. When you live in these neighborhoods, and that's why some of us don't even want to be around half of us, because some of us bring that mess out there. That's why we move away and try to get a better life. That's the truth. You want to know the truth? That's the truth. Because sometimes some of your own people can be. You erase to face the dragon and take a chance that you'll deal with the supremacy, the prejudice and racism. But damn. It's like you really don't have a choice when you're in this country. Either you deal with the supremacy and some prejudice, or you deal with your own, thinking that you ain't a Negro enough, and you ain't hood enough, because you ain't drama enough. And you got some black people that's just like that. Some of us is just like that. So you got some what they call low frequency people. That's a fact. And I witnessed it myself. So maybe those men that's leaving, that's going overseas, maybe they done with some low frequency women. So they don't want to deal with some low frequency women. And I wouldn't blame it for black women to see some low frequency men, because you got some men. It's the same doggone way. So and they jealous at the men that able to go over and do what they can't do, because it's not like they can't do it. It's just that they don't want to apply themselves. That's the truth. You get called a sellout You don't want to come back help your people. It's not that you don't come back. You want to be manipulated and used and played because you're just too nice and you're too good-hearted. And you got envious and jealousy. You got somebody try to beat and rob you and try to kill you for what little that you got. That's what we got going on in our community. That's a fact. And sometimes it's motivated, and it's a woman. Sometimes it's a hood-minded woman right in between it, starting some stuff, because we're trying to give in and we want to do the right thing. There's some black people that want to do the right thing, but you got some, but you got when you have your own people that's too envious and jealousy. Some take it to a point that they'll kill you and they'll murder you, even rob you. It's like, damn, I'm coming up just like you do. I go through the same pressures and ills of life like you do. But no, it's not the same. So that's why some people dare to venture out. And that's what Dr. Umar, he knows this stuff. He knows, but don't want to face the reality. So some men, black women choose to have a different spouse or whatever. That's on them. But the black community, is like you said, I agree. Some people get it and some people don't get it. There's some black people that get it, is trying to work to be better at it, and there's some of us do, and some of us don't give a shit. And it's the low frequency one that think that their version is, and it came from slave shit, that chaos, acting foolery and coonery among each other is the way. And that's why some of us can't, we get ready to get the heck away from someone. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You can't, it's not that you want whatever you work hard for, whatever you try to enjoy and have a piece of life for, you deserve it. When you went through the personal hell, being in your own skin color. They don't know what you've been through. But if you have to fall in love with somebody of a different race, who gives a shit? It's the black. It says stop living in this, and then please stop living in the fantasy world. It's not gonna happen. We killing each other as it is. We got more disdain for each other as black people. Some of us do, because we don't talk a certain way. We don't come right from a certain way. You got black people fight each other because they ain't from the same side of town. It's the truth. They don't think logically big. You got 50,000 nations surrounding you, and you got low-minded Negroes is fighting over what who's selling a rock on the block. It's the truth, and these other nations seeing it. We taking each other out, but for stupid reasons, and innocent people get caught in the crossfire. And God bless the black people that's trying to stay in the battle and try to save the innocent ones that's in the mix, but and try to tell the youth and everything. But you got that element that they don't care. They think that, excuse my language, they think being a nigger is the way. They've been programmed like that, and ain't nobody saying it no more. You proving the racists that they're right because your actions. That's the truth. But we need to stop thinking it's because someone looked like another black man or another black person got and do and agree with what I'm saying. That's not always the case. He needs to get out of fantasy land. There ain't, it's always going to be a small portion of people that's like-minded. But you have to be on code, and you have to have great communication to be a collective of a community. You can't have this, I'm top dog, and you stupid, I'm more superior to you. And you don't like the other nations doing that to you, then don't do that to one another. If you don't like them to treat you that way, you don't let someone that look like you do you that way. And no one play you, con you, kind of connive you, because they don't think you from they block. I know what I'm talking about because I've come across people It ain't that because you look a certain way. You know, you ain't real. You ain't from the street. You may not be you not be from the street, but you know you don't, when you see something, something ain't right. Perception, association, is one of the main things that keeps us apart. And as far as, again, that's why some of us, and it's just based on open up your mind and go into a different environment, meeting different people, having different life experiences. You're not obligated to stay around someone just because you share the same skin color. Who says that? Or stay in the same region? Who says that? So who's really keeping who on the plantation? We can't blame it on the rich white man. When really the black man try to psych, you got the rich white man with the black man trying to psych and say you ain't gonna go out, you gonna be broke and busted up like me, or the woman saying that. I'm just saying, it's the truth. That's why some people dare to dream and dare to believe and dare to explore and dare to. That's all it's about. Get out of your comfort zone and living your life. You don't owe nothing to the race. You just flesh and bone that every human being has to go through the same, have to go, and there's other people going through, and even other nationality don't have to owe nothing to the race. You owe something to yourself and to God. The heck with people. Because people ain't gonna be there to pay your bills, and they're not gonna be there to take care of you when you get sick. These same Negroes, you can't even have, if you be down on your luck, they ain't nowhere to be found. Tell me if I'm lying. But they talk all this stuff. Come on, man. Be faithful for the ones that love you and like you. That's the message of this video. And yeah, don't listen to no fool. That's a fool. Look, that's what they're pointing out. It's not what a person say, it's what they display. And he displaying himself all over the media. You think somebody gonna take him seriously? What he say? They know that when they use their cognitive thinking. And these people, they don't use their cognitive thinking like these three people did. That's a fact. So my name is James. You guys take care. And at the end of the day, what you see is what you get. What's presented out here on these videos. Take care. Be blessed.